Check out my poster shop with new styles and designs added every week. Click the link down below. Sup Team KBA, One Tech Traveler here. Now today I want to follow up on a video that has proven to be my most popular video on the channel. It was a video I did 2 years ago and it was on a pair of shoes. That is the On Running Cloud review. Nearly 100,000 of you have viewed it, which I really appreciate. I'm glad to have helped you in that process to see if they were the right shoes for you. And so I'm hoping to follow up and share my thoughts on how those same pair of shoes have held up 2 years later, and I'm hoping for the future I'm able to get my hands on a few On Running shoes, considering they've really fleshed out the Cloud series, brought some new ones, many different types for different terrain, situations, sports. So hopefully I can share more On Running shoes with you in the future. For this video, I'm actually going to take it off my feet and go bareless for this because I've actually been wearing them, and here they are. These are the same pair of shoes that I bought and wore 2 years ago, and I've been wearing ever since. Make sure you stick around for this video if you want to check out On Running's latest range. I'll put the links down below, and you can always find my written review on my website at onetechtraveler.com. We've recently hit 5,000 members joining the KBA community here. So yeah, subscribe, check out this video. Hope you enjoy it. Let's get started. Maybe it's hard to imagine now, but these used to be the all-white On Running Cloud shoes. These were On Running's most popular model, the original Cloud. Passing thoughts on the new Cloud generation. So it is now called the Cloud 5. You'll still see a few Cloud models left. It's like on a last chance. So once it's gone, it's going to be fully gone. And they still kind of have my colorway of the all whites. But the Cloud 5s are the one that are replacing it. And there's not actually that much difference design-wise in DNA. It's actually the same. They maybe have a few silver trims or accents towards the front toe. They noted the differences is in the sole, much more comfortable than the version that I had, the first generation. It's more sustainable. It's now made up of 45% recycled materials, which is great in terms of reusing, but also if it's able to retain everything that I like about the On Running Cloud, but do it in a sustainable manner for construction, I'm all for it. I have been wearing it. Maybe it was a bit too fresh and too white from the videos you mentioned, but this shows that it has been heavily worn. If I actually showed you a couple of months ago where I did a deep clean of this, it actually came out really nice. It can be restored. There are some caveats. They've really served me well, and they've just been very different among the shoes that I've worn, that I've tried, that I've reviewed, their ideals and their concepts. There's a lot of great things about it. There were 2 shoelaces that came with the Cloud shoes. These are the speed laces, which are quite a signature of On Running, and I think work impressively well. They don't require you to tie it, knot it off on either side. You can use the several lacing down here, but in a lot of their pictures they only use like the first 2, cinch down both sides when you're happy with the tightness, and generally it just means you got a great slip-on slip-off experience, but still holding onto your feet well. I've been doing weights, did some treadmill work, some cardio, I've done some running. I've also cycled. Dirt come from that because it was from the oil. When I was just running with it and actually taking good care, it was really fresh and looked clean. This all used to be white. This part actually just became perpetually like a yellow tinge or a cream. You could probably tell the back heel, this actually became a lot more white, and it was really right after I washed it. And by washing, I mean getting like a toothbrush, baking soda, and even like the sole itself. This can be restored, but I just want to show you how heavily worn, and this is like far worse. And that was from the chain oil, I think. In terms of the running and just the daily comfort experience, you can see I reviewed the Vivo Barefoot shoes, the Magna Trails, the Geo Course. These ones were just fundamentally different, and of course it was because of these holes in the outsole, which for a lot of people creates quite an interesting discussion in terms of their effectiveness, the pros and cons of them, and what I mentioned before when I was in Seoul, a little bit of a natural lightness and boost to help propel you forward, gave me a bit more spring in my strides, in my walks, in my jogs, my runs. So I found I was able to really get off the ground a lot better. The lightness, the agility, mobility of wearing it, I really enjoy using it on a day-to-day basis. Sup Team KBA, so I've just launched my One Tech Traveler shop, where you'll find many different poster designs and styles to choose from. Mix and match sizes and colors to decorate your space. I'll be uploading new designs every single week, and I hope you find a design that suits you. Come check it out, stop by. Thanks, and keep being awesome. When I'm in the gym, I'm doing weight works, a variety of stuff, whether you're doing rows, cardio work, doing weights. This will show a mixed bag, and that's where some of the other ranges in OnCloud might be better suited. The treads from the side, they've got some holes in between them. That's kind of a staple across all of On Running's footwear. It's going to present some pros and cons depending on what you're doing. Like I mentioned, stability and balance is not one of this particular Cloud's strength. Cuts in between that slices it in half, and that just creates more independent pressure points rather than being a bit more uniform. I just felt you're not able to get the maximum performance out of those particular like heavyweight lifts. Just bear that in mind. However, I will be putting links down below for shoes within their range. Also leads me on to a few of the comments I've seen from the original On Running Cloud video. Do you find yourself having stones and little bits just getting caught in the little holes? And I will say yes. How often? Rarely. I'm generally wearing this in your day-to-day, like urban city pavements, normal roads like flooring. You might find a little bit of stones sort of propped up, but it doesn't affect me there. Only when you've got more like gravel terrains and bigger sort of stones that it can get caught up within this, because it will go in between and then it will just lodge itself here. Easy to remove and you'll notice it straight away. It doesn't happen frequently, but it can happen, to answer your question, and it will happen more or less depending on the type of terrain that you find yourself walking or running in. But I haven't found it happening when I'm running. It's actually just more when I'm walking, you're more likely to pick that up. I want to also give you a look at the very mucky looking inner soles. Again, they're all white, it's all just like grayed out. So when you're washing it, just give it a scrape and it will clean it to an extent, but it's always gonna just be dirty forever. This tongue piece is fairly thin, light, and you know, I think that would be by design, and it has actually lasted a while. I would just say towards the top of the tongue it starts to fray, so it's quite worn on this side, and the inner part's actually not that bad. Let me check this side, not too bad. So yeah, on my right shoe, it's just a little bit more worn on this part. The biggest wear that I actually see is on the heel. Might put some people off because these are very rock hard. I've actually quite liked that a lot because it just gives me a little bit more form structure when I'm trying to be stable. Shaped towards your feet, so I've never found it really wearing into my ankle or skin and rubbing it off like other shoes. Try to remove a lot of your judgments of having strong heeled backs if you've had bad experiences. Honestly, just give it a try. Come in with an open mind. The heel wear, I'm going to see if I can try and show you. You can see it there. It's really worn out, and obviously you can see how much I've worn it, but towards the top it's peeling off from the inside, the lining, so it is exposing that heel structure behind, and yeah, really frayed, really worn. It's still got its cushion and padding on that, so it's not become an issue in terms of comfort, but that is heavily exposed on my right and also on the left one. Let me see. Yeah, you can see that really wearing. So those are the biggest wearing points. I think it's a very positive experience, and just how structurally it's still functioning and it's durable, and there's no other signs of it wearing off, so there's no separation. There's maybe a slight detaching on this part, but there's no main hole. It's just where I can see it's really glued together. Structurally wise, it's held up impressively well. Would I buy another On Running shoes again? I would say yes. If you have specific On Running shoes that you'd like me to check out, I'll see what I can do. Either I just buy a pair to help the community out, or see if I can work with them to get one in for a review. But thanks a lot, Team KBA. I'll see you in the next one, but until then, keep being awesome. Peace.